Hey everybody, it's Gabe from Thinking Outside the Longbox. Of course, I'm sitting here doing a review for you guys, and you may have guessed that the movie, I'm good at this, uh, I'm not good at pointing my hands backwards, is Silence and Darkness. Now, Silence and Darkness is about Anna and Beth, and Anna and Beth have twin disabilities. Anna is blind and Beth is deaf. Okay. And because they have like these twin disabilities, they've learned how to communicate with each other via touch sign language. And then the blind one can hear, what's going on, and the deaf one can see what's going on. So together they kind of make like a complete like sensory organism, and they're very close because of that. And their dad is kind of a creep. You see some scenes of him really early on being really, really kind of skeezy and gross, and you get the feeling that maybe something isn't quite right at Anna and Beth's house. And as the movie progresses, you find out that something is horribly wrong. And as a consequence, poor Beth loses a hand, and Anna kind of loses her shit. So, this is a quiet but tense suspense thriller. Um, you never quite know what's coming around the corner. You never quite know what it's going to look like or what's going to happen next. And as a consequence, it's just intense. And that kind of intensity is largely built from like this location that they're in, because they're in this wide open plot of land that has this gorgeous but like open house. It's almost like it's meant to be some kind of like metaphor for pretending that everything's out in the open when really you're behind closed doors. All of a lot of the shots are like airy and spacious. They don't dive into that, let's make the scenes with the blind girl black all the time so that you can't see what's happening, or the one that's deaf, the scene is silent. They really only like latch on to that a couple times in the movie. And as this relationship between the two girls is presented, you realize that they are not dependent on each other, but like symbiotic with each other. And there's this sense that they are almost like one organism, and their dad is trying to figure out how that organism works, but through like really nefarious means. Um, you know, the world around them is wide open and kind of scary. The, you know, house ends up being tense. The dad, played by Jordan Lang, is just like, "Heh." Like every time you see him and hear his voice, you're just kind of like, there's something fucked up and wrong with this guy. The ladies that play Anna and Beth, Mina Walker plays Anna, just really pretty much nails it. She's a singer in the movie. She has embraced that she can hear but can't see. Whereas Joan Glacken, who's Beth, like really engages in like physicality because she doesn't have that sight limitation, and she's learned how to communicate with her sister via touch. There's even this really pretty powerful moment in the movie where the two of them work together to be in a talent show where they both play guitar. And the deaf sister like learns just from like touch how to do it. So um, when this movie falls apart into like its inevitable like shit show of a thriller, it like really, really falls apart in like a pretty intense and kind of cool way. So that stress, that tension that's happening, that desire, almost, I don't want to spoil it, but like there's a desire for revenge by the end by the sisters, and it's really pretty gripping. Like it's I typically trend towards horror movies as opposed to suspense movies, but this one really, you know, this one really does it. This one really, grabs you and won't let go. So all I can do is recommend. Really good movie. Be sure to check it out. Silence and Darkness. From what I understand, it is available all over the place, all sorts of streaming and stuff like that. And it's well worth your time, well worth your money. Till next time, be sure to check us out, totlb.com. That's where you can find all of our social media. Join us on patreon.com/totlb if you'd like more content like this, but about other things that we don't really talk about on the show or don't make it to this because, we get these from press people. The stuff that I talk about on the Patreon is a little bit more personal and more self-focused, like a little more driven by my own likes. So be sure to check that out, patreon.com/TOTLB. And of course, give us a like, give us a subscribe, hit that notifications bell. We appreciate all three. Until next time, bang, bang.